CW6 in Phoenix, it's Politics in the Yard with Jaime Molera. Tonight's guest, Phoenix Mayor Greg Stanton. Plus, Vent or Veto. And a new game, Heads of State. I'm Shep Wilson with DJ Filibuster. And in the car to get our guest is Jaime Molera. Jaime?
Thank you, Shep. Now I'm on my way to get Mayor Stanton. Mayor?
What are you doing here? I was waiting for somebody else. What's going on?
Thank you for coming. Let's take a quick ride. This is actually an honor for me to have you on as a guest of my show.
Well, first off, I'm glad to be on the show. And obviously, when you first called and asked me to do this, my first reaction is, how the hell did Jaime Molera get a TV show? What's this all about? What the?
Let me ask you, how does a kid from the West Side become the mayor of the 6th or maybe now the 5th largest city in the country? That's fairly impressive.
Well, one time I had my college buddies in town, and they were there for a speech, and they got to see me in action, do my thing, and afterwards they're like, "We cannot believe you, Greg Stanton, you're the mayor of a major American city." And of course I said to them, "I can't believe you're a doctor. You actually have people's lives in your hands. I'm just a dumb mayor. That's no big deal." Look, the truth is this. There's not much of an old boys network here. If there is, I haven't run into it. So I love what I'm doing. I love public service. I went away for college and law school, came back. I didn't know anybody after I came back after law school. I rolled up my sleeves, got involved in the community, worked on political campaigns of candidates I believed in, and literally 4 years later, I'm on the city council, and just a few years after that, I'm the mayor of the city.
It must be interesting, though, when you go to your Cortez Colts 20-year reunion. That's a little bit of or 30-year reunion. I don't know what it is going to be now, but that's pretty impressive.
Well, first off, thank you for reminding me just how old I am. Yes, I am coming up on that 30-year.
What is your favorite sport you like to watch?
Hoops.
Hoops.
I'm a hoops guy. I grew up in Phoenix, Arizona,
Right.
in the 1970s and 80s,
Right.
when there was one major professional sports, and that was the NBA.
Right.
And so I fell in love with the Phoenix Suns, and I grew up in a family. We couldn't afford to go to the games. But my best memories are a kid sitting around our living room, listening to Al McCoy on the radio, and high-fiving each other, using our minds to imagine we were at that game. It was a different era.
Now, that love of basketball and you wanting to be a part of that really got you and well, it actually hurt you one time. You people might remember this. A lot of folks will forget, but you actually got taken out by one of the bigger superstars in WNBA.
Yeah, this interview's over. I gotta get on this. No. Yes, so my family, we love the Phoenix Mercury.
Right.
Our professional women's team, our world championship
World champion, that's right.
Team. And I had a chance. They invited me to come practice. I thought they were going to take it easy on the old man. They did not. They played all out.
Right.
And I went up for a rebound about 1 inch. And the power forward for the Phoenix Mercury went up about 2 feet. And she came down with her elbow right on my nose. And it broke in two places.
Wow.
And if you see the video, because if you Google it right now, you can see it. I go down hard, and the entire crew of training staff and medical people ran to Nikisha to take care of her.
That's a great story. Is there anything that people don't know about you or what you like to do around town that just soaks it all in?
I don't know. I mean, I'm a Phoenix guy.
Right.
I mean, people ask me, "Hey, where are you going for the holidays?" I'm like, where would I go? I live in the greatest city in the United States of America. Where would I want to go anyplace? This is an awesome community, and getting to be an even stronger community. And so what do I like to do? I mean, my son and I like to go to the YMCA and play basketball, or we'll go to the park and kick the soccer ball around. I like to do the same things I like to do as a kid.
Seeing that you have such a love of Phoenix, is it now thrilling for you as mayor that you can take that love and share that with your children, and so that they really understand and appreciate what they have?
Yeah, but I don't sell them too hard,
Right.
I mean, they know what my job is, and they're getting old enough to kind of start to understand what the gig is. But I don't try to sell them. I just try to give them great experiences, And again, doing a lot of the things that I was so lucky to do because we didn't have a lot of money, but we had a lot of love in our household, and I always knew my parents supported me, and they were always there for me for community activities or sports events that I was involved. And I want to have that kind of that exact same experience for my two kids, so that they want to stay here. They're hopefully going to have choices after they graduate college and advanced degrees, or whatever they end up doing. When they have choices, I want them to make the choice to live in this community. But it's incumbent upon us in our generation, our moment of leadership, to make sure that they have the options here economically from a career perspective that are second to none. That you don't have to go someplace else to have a cutting edge career. You can have it here in Phoenix, Arizona. I think we're heading in that direction.
Well, let's go in and do it.
All right, let's do it.
Thank you.
Good ride, good driving, by the way.
Jaime and Mayor Stanton are ready to talk it out as Politics in the Yard continues.
Mayor, thank you very much. I'm very honored that you're a guest in Politics in the Yard, and I also want to tell you congratulations. You recently won re-election for a second term. So my first question to you is, the first time you ran, you had a lot of significant candidates that ran against you. This time you really didn't have much opposition. What do you attribute that to?
Well, I would say that's easy for you to say. From running for office, you take every opponent seriously, and I view campaigns as an opportunity to talk to people about what you want to do with the future of the city and ask for their vote. So it was certainly less competitive the second time than the first time, but really it's my opportunity to appropriately ask people for their support, and I take that responsibility very seriously. So I ran a full aggressive campaign because that's what you owe people in a democracy if you're going to ask for their support.
What do you attribute your successes in your first term that really laid the groundwork for you not having people that said, Greg Stanton's going to win again? So what do you think you did that caused that to happen?
I don't know. I mean, in terms of the political side of it, the strategy side of it, I have a great political team that works on that. What I try to do as mayor is be relentlessly focused on building a more diverse, sustainable, innovative economy, and to build an export-based economy. And so you know me, I'm a broken record on those things. But the reason why I'm a broken record is because that's exactly what we have to do if we're going to compete in this increasingly competitive global economy. The world is changing around us, and we can't put our head in the sands. We've got to roll up our sleeves and get ready for this changed economy. And if we don't build a more innovative economy, support higher education, get more of our young people graduating high school, moving on to higher education, if we don't get more of our companies exporting to Mexico, Canada, and other parts of the world, we're going to fall behind. And I don't want to be the mayor of a tier 2 or 3 economy. I want to be one of the leading economies in the country. So I've been relentless in that regard, and I'm glad that the voters saw that that was the right direction for the future of the city.
Todd Sanders, who's the CEO of the Greater Phoenix Chamber of Commerce, says the number one issue in trying to attract businesses to come to Arizona is the concern over education. So do you think, as you found as mayor, being able to keep and grow business here in Arizona, that's a major part of it?
It's a massive part. I mean, every conversation I have with leaders around the country, and also entrepreneurs that are here, as they make a decision about whether they're going to try to grow their company, particularly in the most competitive fields, in biosciences or in technology. Those are the jobs of the future. If we're going to grow those jobs here, we have to be going on all cylinders. We got to get our A game. We have the right tax policy, we have to the right urban policy, so this is an attractive place to live, have great arts and culture and music and things that really drive the millennials to want to come to your community. And you have to be seen as a leader on the issue of education. And I don't mean to lecture anybody about it, other than to say that if we don't do better, we won't be able to achieve our goals economically. We won't be able to be a tier 1 economic city over the long haul. Look, there's not one silver bullet. I don't mean to suggest that in any regard, but certainly you got to shore up your weaknesses, and that currently is a perceived weakness. We can do better.
You are really the top Democrat leader in Arizona because there's no statewide Democrat officials. Do you think, from a political standpoint, does that hamper you not having any statewide Democrat allies that could say, hey, we got to work with the mayor, or we need to do this with the mayor? You just don't have that anymore. I don't think that's happened in a long time.
First off, I would say, whether I'm the leading Democrat or not, I don't know. All I know is I've got the best job in politics being the mayor of this city. All I know is that I've got to stand up for the values that I believe in, what's going to drive the right kind of economic development in my city so that we can compete as strong as any other city around the country. And I hope that my friends in statewide office can work with me in that regard. I certainly want to work with them on job creation or building a more export-based economy. If somebody won't work with me because I happen to be one political party or another, hey, that's their problem. I know as mayor, I'll work with anybody that's going to help advance my situation in my city and help advance the economy of our state.
Let's talk about Mexico.
Sure.
You have made this a major part of your administration. And let's face it, not many mayors have as robust a foreign policy arm as I think you've created. You've been there almost a dozen times. You've met with the highest levels of the Mexican government. Why was that such an important thing to you?
Well, when I became mayor for the first time in 2012, I was elected 2011, 2012, those are some pretty dark days in terms of the political relationship between Arizona leaders and Mexican leaders, to the point that the Mexican border governors boycotted a major conference that was scheduled for Arizona because they were so upset about some of those divisive policies. And look, the reality is that Mexico is an incredibly important long-term economic partner for us. It is an opportunity. It's a growing middle class. Mexican economy is going to be, it's already the 12th biggest in the world. It's going to be 5th or 6th biggest over the next 25, 30 years. That's an opportunity. I smell opportunity. And here locally, in Phoenix, we're going to be soon to be a majority Latino city. Our Latino population is younger. It's bilingual. It's an entrepreneurial community. You put that together, that's a pretty darn good opportunity for building an export-based economy if you harness the talent that we have here. So it's not really politics that led me to try to really bridge that gap that existed back then. It was really what's right for our economy, what's right for jobs here in Phoenix, Arizona.
Just real briefly, 20 years from now, you're back at the Cortez high school reunion, and you will tell people the thing that I am very most proud of being mayor and my legacy is, what would you say?
Well, first off, you said briefly, and you know I don't do anything briefly, but I appreciate the polite suggestion there.
It's a big legacy.
Look, I don't know. The truth is that I'll let others judge, quote, legacies. The role of mayor is unique. I get 8 years. I've taken the ball and run with some things that my predecessor, Phil Gordon, did very well, like higher education in the heart of the city. He started, we're expanding it. Skip Rimsett before him, he started the real investment in public transportation, light rail. With Proposition 104, which overwhelmingly passed very recently, we're going to take it to a whole new level. I do think that one of the things I've tried to do is send a message that this export-based economy, innovative economy, is the future. We've tried to lay the groundwork on a lot of things in that regard. If in the future, Phoenix is a leading city when it comes to building an export-based economy, and we have tens of thousands and 100,000 of jobs directly related to building an export-based economy, I'll know that the seed that I was fortunate enough to plant in this time period did pay dividends down the road. But I can't do it alone. I've got a great city council that I get a chance to work with, great professional staff, and I need whoever is the mayor after I'm done in 4 years to see the wisdom in some of these policies and continue to run with them.
Well, Mayor, thank you very much for being with us today. This has certainly been an honor for me, and it's been a great interview.
It's really been my pleasure. Do I get a hot dog or not?
Well, we got some more things coming
Okay,
up.
all right, good.
When we return, we'll have random questions as I hit the streets to get questions from you, our viewers. It's a game called Vent or Veto. Next on Politics in the Yard. Okay, Mayor Stanton, we're now in the streets to get random questions from our viewers. You can either hold up the vent sign and answer the question, or hold up the veto sign and Jaime will have to answer for you. It's time to play Vent or Veto.
Who is your choice for president and why?
I'll vent on that one. I've already announced my choice for president. I'm supporting Secretary Clinton. I think in these incredibly challenging times, particularly as a security issue, her experience, her leadership as Secretary of State will serve the country well. Are you a Trump guy?
No, I was about to give you a Bush button, but we'll deal with that later.
What are you going to do when he drops out?
We'll see.
Will Phoenix need to build a new arena for the Suns?
I'll vent on that one. The answer is we're in discussions on that right now, and we have a contract with the Phoenix Suns, and they have a couple years to let us know about whether or not they'll be seeking a new building. And it's important that we keep the Phoenix Suns downtown, not just because of the basketball, but because that great arena allows us to have the best concerts. That building is used hundreds of times per year, really adds a lot of vitality to the future of the city. Obviously, the Coyotes are done with their current contract with Glendale in 2 years. I don't know what their future is. I don't want them to leave this community, so they may end up in downtown Phoenix as well. But it's my responsibility as mayor to make sure that our great assets in downtown stay downtown.
If you could pick one song that you would continuously hear forever, what would it be?
I would say it would be Beethoven's Ninth. I know that's just shocking, but it would be Beethoven's Ninth. Ode to Joy, my favorite.
I'm a child of the 80s, so maybe, how about Rob Bass? We're going to play that on the DJ, you know, Joy and Pain or something good, relive my memories.
Do you have a political mentor?
I'll vent on that one. No. I mean, I grew up here in Phoenix, grew up in a wonderful working class family. I went away for college and law school, came back to Phoenix and rolled up my sleeves and got active myself. There's a lot of political people I admire in Arizona history that I'm aware of, Mo Udall and other great leaders like Mo Udall. Barry Goldwater, although I don't agree politically, I mean, he's certainly an outstanding leader if you look at the history of the state of Arizona. So a lot of people to look to for examples. But no, I mean, I kind of made my own way, and that's one of the great things about Phoenix, as we talked about on the car. You can roll up your sleeves and you can be a leader in any field that you want, and that's a great blessing of our city.
Would you rather have the ability to be invisible or have X-ray vision?
X-ray vision. I like to see things that nobody else can see.
If you could have one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Coffee. Can I vent and veto and hand it over to you as well? I want to hear that answer.
I was going to say tacos. But, yeah.
Good job, Mayor Stanton and Jaime. Next up, I'm going to join you guys in the studio, and we're going to team up for a game we call Heads of State. That's coming up next on Politics in the Yard. Welcome back to Politics in the Yard. Now we have a real puzzle for the Mr. Mayor. It's called Heads of State. We're each going to take turns picking a card. It's going to have either the name of a candidate or a famous actor, while everyone else will have to try to figure out who it is. Let's play Heads of State. I'll go first. 60 seconds on the clock. Ready.
All right, here we go.
Bobby Jindal.
All right, Trump.
Cyclops.
That's it? All right.
Nicely done, okay.
All right.
All right, 60 seconds on the clock.
All right, here we go. Yeah, Trump called me a loser one time.
Called everybody.
You ready?
I'm ready. You ready?
Yes.
Here we go. Let's see here. I don't know who this I am. All right.
Is that Fiorina? Or Hillary Clinton?
No.
It is the Secretary Clinton.
Oh.
Congratulations.
All right,
Here we go.
another 60 seconds.
Ready?
Go.
Okay.
That's Bobby Jindal.
Let's see here.
That's that's Ted Cruz. That's Ted Cruz.
Rubio.
No, it's not Ted Cruz.
Kasich. All right, running out of candidates. Is it an actor?
Sure looks like Cruz's mouth.
Huckabee.
We've got quite a mixture here, I'd say.
Jack Nicholson.
You're on the right path, but no.
Oh,
It's an actor.
boy, that's a weird-looking actor.
Charlie Sheen?
Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen.
I'm not even sure if those are the same
No, these aren't the same. Okay, we got to restructure here. That's
Okay.
Brad?
all right. Let's not use those eyes.
Clint Eastwood.
That's not his eyes.
Oh, time's up. Okay, who was it?
Harrison Ford.
Wow, all right. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Okay.
All right, 60 seconds on the clock. Go.
Alrighty.
He's going hair first, body first.
I'm gonna say. I think that's. It could be not. No. Could be. Maybe. Hold on a second.
Jim Carrey.
There's Jim Carrey.
George Clooney. That's a nice.
Okay.
Earrings. Oh.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Oh, that's an earring too.
It's an earring too.
Another earring. Sorry.
Too much jewelry.
There's.
President Obama.
Oh no.
Oh, a solid left ear.
I don't find the other eye.
What about the shirt?
Here we go. That's it. That's. You don't get that.
Oh, who's that?
I don't know. That nose looks pretty good. See?
All right.
There's a open collar, very casual look, and now the hair is a
Bradley
clincher.
Cooper.
Look at that. Spitting image. Mayor Stanton. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. It's Marco Rubio.
Oh.
That's it? That's it? It's over?
Thank you.
Is there a prize? What do we win?
So I want to thank you all and thank Mayor Stanton. It was a great honor to have you on our show, Mr. Mayor. Chip Wilson, as always, and DJ Filibuster always sets the mood. Thank you all and see you next week.